The more distinguished guests can come and join me on stage. Hal, Bill, if you can find, are there stairs left or right? Is that a stool? Hal, Needham, we have a couple of riders here as well, and Eddie, Martin, come on up here. Sam, where's the crew?
What I wouldn't give to go ass sliding with all of you.
Sam, get up here. Sorry, now you're get up here a little bit closer, Sam. Come on, don't be shy.
Which one's that?
That's me.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, but maybe before we can jump into the questions, Bill and Hal, if you want to just say a few things other than your ass sliding reference to the group.
Yeah, actually, since this is a Q&A session, I got a couple of questions. Why was crew delivering a USA Today paper to 7-Eleven and only one paper? Okay, and then question number 2. Why at the high school dance were there a bunch of creepy old bicycle industry guys drinking? The high school. I didn't know that was right. That's my only question. Is this mic on? Can you hear that? No.
Yeah, no, it's on. I'll just. Okay.
Love you, Hal!
You get a lot of credit you don't deserve it. For instance, I had a great cast. I must say one thing. This Canadian crew that I had up here were phenomenal. I had a great cast, good crew, but I want to tell you something. Those professional firefighters made the film. That and the music, which I had nothing to do with.
Well, this is obviously a celebration. We should just throw a nod out to Jeremy for his great work in the whole team. Your passion for all of this has made this possible, but this is more about you, the fans. So maybe I can help facilitate some questions, and we can fire them at the team. Does anybody have one?
Wait, before they start. Oh, you're going to hear it and you can tell me because I can't hear nothing. I got mirrors blowing out in Czechoslovakia doing a movie called Bridge of Ramadan. So I don't want to hear it in both, but if he's going to hear it and repeat it to me, fine, go ahead.
Is that something you'd like me to do? I'm very familiar with
If you don't, I won't answer it, for sure.
Fair enough, sir. I'm on it.
David,
Yes.
I got one question. This is for Hal, I guess, but it's more for wardrobe. Where
like
did the
Jeff.
one-piece suits come from? The one-piece suits that the twins were in.
This is Rod and Rex and the sexy Star Wars, Star Trek things that they were. The suit, Hal, I don't think it had anything to do with the suit, did you? It was 85 of the suit. Is that Jeff? Your question struck from the
I don't know what the question is and the answer, so move on to the next one.
Exactly. Man, he's really in charge. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. The movie V, leftovers from the movie V, the TV. There, a little bit of trivia. It's getting weird already. Okay, let's go on. I see someone with a RAD shirt standing there. If you'd like to say your question as the director.
Okay, have any lights in this place? Can we see those people?
I'd like to thank you guys for creating a movie which I find created our generation. Helped us with it, so I'd like to thank you guys.
Thank you.
Well, I gotta tell you something, I'm gonna be out of this conversation because whatever he said, I don't know, he had to tell me the answer, so we're go ahead.
You're just throwing out some kudos, is that it? Well, thank you
That's
very much
it.
for those kudos. And to the young lady to your right, you have a question. Fire away.
Where did the concept from RAD come from? How did you decide to make a movie about BMX? racing.
How the question, just to repeat, is where did the concept of RAD come from? How did you or Sam and Brian, Sammy, my friend?
It was topical. It was the time to do it, and it came from
Tell the story.
a magazine article.
Tell the real story.
Why don't you tell the story?
It's our co-writer, Jeff.
Jeff, did you come up here and tell the story?
It came from Geoffery and I saw a magazine article, and then later on, I saw some kids at a park in Santa Monica doing some crazy stuff on a bike, and I didn't know what it was, and I kind of put it together, and stopped at a bike store, and asked them what it was. They said it was this thing called bicycle motocross. And I took off from that, and that might be a good movie. Then we went to South Needham.
Jeff, did you want to add anything to that?
We were really looking for some work. Another script, like right away.
What was it about the BMX idea that these gentlemen brought to you that made you want to throw your weight behind it?
Well, my weight. Well, you know, I was into motorcycle racing and all that, and I didn't even own a bicycle, and I couldn't afford it. But I started watching a little television on ESPN. They had some bike races on, but they're on planks, and they just go down, and only like 45, 50 yards looked to me like, and the race is over, and I said, that don't look too good. But these guys came to me and gave me that strip, and I looked at it and I said, that's something new. I hadn't seen that. And so I decided I thought it would make a pretty good film. Plus the fact, and I'm going to take a little credit, I designed that park, that Hell Park.
Hell track.
Hell Track. Nobody said I was smart.
I love you, Al.
Anyway, but Hell Track. But the wall was my idea, and I got to tell you something. There, I asked all the pros, I said, can you guys come off of this wall because I know it's so high and everything, you know? They said, oh yeah, not a problem. They took one look at it and they went, oh shit. there was about a 16, 17-year-old kid. Is your father in here tonight?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Everett. His name is Everett. Everett Roseman. Or Needham.
Was that you, Pete?
Okay, you people are here, not Ken.
Okay, it's this gentleman right here.
Right here!
Pete
He saved the day. The little guy said, no way. This kid, next thing I know, he had a ladder and his bicycle, and he climbed up halfway up the wall and managed to get on his bike off of the ladder against the wall and go down. He did that a couple times. He went up to the top and came off, and it was a wrap after that, because everybody said, shit, if he can do it, I can do it. Huh?
It also cost you some money out of your pocket.
How's that?
You were offering these guys $100 to get down the wall.
I didn't. He did all on his own. I didn't pay him a dime. I should have, but I didn't.
From a couple of the talents that made the movie possible, what was your original thought, gentlemen, of when you took a look at that wall? Is that true, or are you just balking out for more cash? Because as a legendary stuntman, you know he pulled that off many, many times.
Exactly.
Remember Jose? Oh, I can't do the backflip when we were all sitting around, and then now came back. It's a little stuntman trick. He's looking for more money. That's good. I like it.
I have my own little tricks.
What did you guys think of that when you saw it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the truth of it is that at the bottom, they said, go check it out. So we all came up and kind of cocky looking at this thing because we done everything, you know. We got up, we looked at it, we said, no problem. We got to the top and we looked down and we said, you gotta be kidding me. We figured this out. It was so steep. Literally, when you go down the thing, your back wheel is barely touching it. In fact, if you saw the movie real closely, you'll see some of the guys barely hanging to the bottom of it. It's pretty gnarly high.
I concur.
And again, I'm not looking for praise, but when I told them put that little run out down at the bottom so that when you went to the bottom you wouldn't do an endo, that front wheel would probably carry you out. I did a lot of those problems when I was a stuntman, so I said, well, I'll run play.
You didn't get much sympathy. You wanted to, and by the way, your butt looks just like Lori Loughlin. So not that I need to add that fastness to this crowd, but just throw that out there. Another question from the audience that we can take. Is it going to be a smart one?
Absolutely.
Okay, way in the back there, the white shirt. Yes, please. Who would you like?
Just wanted to know who did Crew's backflip.
That was me.
That was you?
It was a wonderful stunt guy by the name of Jose Jimenez. He was the only guy in the world who could do that at the time. And watching that stunt, it was like the moon landing. There was quiet on the set. We had a priest come down on stage. And he did it, and it really made the movie.
I want you to know that everybody here loves you very much.
You know what? And you asked him who was the touch, and he said somebody else. All the time I was a stuntman, all the people I got would say, oh, I do my own stunts. You know, I never understood that.
The question was now, am I still dating Lori? And the answer is, I'm actually married to Lori, in my mind.
Another question, this gentleman with the hat right here in the front row.
For the writers, where did the name Crew Jones come from, and were there any other choices for the character that you guys were mulling about?
The name Crew Jones.
It originally was Dylan, and it was originally Dylan, and we came in with the concept. I don't know if Hal remembers this, but he took our concept and literally threw it in the trash. So we went away and did something else. Crew being cruiser. But then we said that's not a real name, so if you listen, it's actually Christopher.
Oh, right on.
Little trivia. How we do it for time? Maybe what I could do is just, since we have to wait, you guys could, I'm sure, tell stories all night long. Maybe we could just pass the mic down, and maybe after 25 years, each of you could share just a little special memory of it all. And then we'll get out of here for the next showing, because I can hear them when they need to go now. Bill. Sorry, sister, no questions. My family's here. All right, Ronnie, quick, one last question. Oh, well, if I was eligible, it would have been no contest. Because you didn't notice I was ahead of through most of the time travel until I was unfairly taken from the race and my chance at Lori. Anyway, Bill. Maybe just
I guess I most often get asked about Lori, and I ask myself about Lori often, and we kind of had a minor onset romance until she saw me make out with some other chick. It gets up there. So anyway, that was kind of it. But we had a couple more kissing scenes, and a scene where I'm asking her if she'll be there, if I qualify. She stuck her tongue down my throat, dude.
You want to add something a little classier to the
I can't beat that.
I'll just pat anything, sir, before we
No, I just want to again go back and thank all the good people from Canada, and I'll thank those bike riders. Those guys were tremendous. And as I said, first and foremost, my cast and crew. So that'll do for me. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it.